to your right, you'll see the okapi. Now, it does look a little bit like a zebra with its striped legs, but it is the only known living relative to the giraffe. It wasn't discovered by Westerners until 1901, and it was so elusive it was first thought to be an illusion. Now, one of the similarities that okapi have with giraffe is they both have a long prehensile tongue. Now that means they're able to grab things with their tongues, so they are going to grab the leaves off of bushes and trees. We'll get a little closer to the watering hole a bit. It's usually a good gathering place for animals. See if we can find anything. Now all the way back there you can see that ear poking out to your left. That is a black rhino. Now there's only about 5,000 black rhinos left in the wild. Unfortunately, they are being poached for their horns, which are made out of keratin. That's the same material as your hair and fingernails. Some people believe that those horns do have medicinal properties, however they do not. And all the way up there on your right on that hill, you're going to spot some orange antelope. They're laying down. Those are bongos. They're known as ghosts of the forest because they are very rarely seen. Now, both male and female bongos have heavy horns that go towards their backs to help them get through this thick underbrush. I'm not seeing anything else, so we are going to make our way out of this forest. This right turn should take us closer to a river. And this looks like the Safi River here, so let's make sure to keep our eyes on the water.
I don't see nothing. See some true animals in front of me. Man, the worst kind of animal.
Ooh, and off to our left here, it looks like there are some Nile hippopotamus. Now, they are one of the largest and one of the most dangerous animals in Africa. Even though they are herbivores, they are extremely territorial. They'll spend most of the day in the water, and they can be fully submerged for up to 8 minutes at a time. Now, a group of Nile hippos is called a bloat, and I do need everyone completely seated for me, please. And adult males can weigh up to 5,500 pounds. And the gray birds off to our left here, these are pink-backed pelicans. Now they'll only have their light pink feathers during mating season. They'll nest in pairs of up to 500 birds. And with a wingspan of about 7 feet, that's similar to the width of the canopy that's above your heads.
Huh.
This old bridge, there are some Nile Crocodile.
Yeah.
Now they are the largest crocodile in Africa. They can get up to 16 feet in length. I do need everyone completely seated for me, please. They can weigh up to 500 pounds, and they have a bite that is strong enough to break bones. I do need everyone completely seated, please. They can consume about half of their own body weight in one sitting. Now it looks like our path is taking us away from the river. And I am starting to notice some vegetation that prefers a more dry environment. And if that's the case, then we are headed into one of the largest parts of the reserve, which is definitely a fan favorite. Looks like we're coming up on a baobab tree, which definitely means that we are about to enter the savannah.
I had to go for the savannah. That's a better song than Savannah. See the giraffe in the distance?
Now the baobab tree, also known as the upside down tree, that'll remain leafless up to 9 months out of the year, and that's to conserve water during the dry season. All the water is stored in the trunk of that tree, and the animals of the savanna will break into it to get to it, giving the tree its other nickname, the Tree of Life. Now as we enter the savanna, you'll notice it's crafted by the animals who inhabit it. So elephants will bulldoze the trees.
Sometimes the rocks
Giraffes will
look like a
prune the
lizard
canopies
that
of
something
trees,
fell out of.
and the antelope will mow the grasses
Look at all the
down.
foliage.
All of that will
Definitely
create this
different.
landscape that goes on for thousands of miles. All the way off to your right there, you'll spot some small antelope. Those are springbok. They'll only stand to be about 3 feet at the shoulder. They can spring forward up to 13 feet and jump up 6. And way off in the distance off to your right, you could probably start to see the world's tallest animal. There are some giraffes. Now adult giraffes can stand almost 20 feet tall, and they'll have long prehensile tongues that can get to be about 18 inches long. Now that's similar to the length of your elbow to your fingertips.
Oh.
Now it's pretty warm outside, so we should try to keep our gazes towards some of the shadier areas. I think that's where we're going to have the best luck. Off to our left here, hanging out in the shade, are some African wild dogs, also known as painted dogs. Now they're one of the most successful hunters on the savanna, and they'll drive their prey to exhaustion. Now the pattern of each of those dogs is unique to them, and they can identify each other even from a distance.
Yeah.
These large mounds we're about to pass, these are Turbine Melts. Now they're as hard as concrete, and they're made of 3 things. It's dirt, saliva, and dung. They can stand to be about 8 feet tall, but there are some records of them standing over 30 feet. Used as scratching posts by
Dirt,
larger
saliva,
animals
and
until
dung.
they are worn down, and they'll be used by the smaller antelope as lookout posts.
That's a lot of termites.
We're coming up on those giraffe that we saw before.
Yeah, it lost fit
You
too.
can definitely see these are Maasai giraffe. Now we can tell that from their irregular pattern shape, which is similar to splotchy ink.
Oh, so I painted them. Aren't they cool?
And it looks like there are some
Yeah.
giraffe cats. And when they were born, they would have stood almost 6 feet tall, and they would have been up and walking within their first hour of life.
Isn't that cool?
And behind those giraffe cats, there are some white-bearded wildebeest. Now they'll migrate in herds up to the thousands, and the name wildebeest is translate to wild beast. They also go by the name gnu, which is G-N-U. That's because they make a sound that sounds like new.
New. Well, I'm sitting with 2 of them, so
Look,
might
there's
as
a
well.
giraffe hanging out in the shade of this tree here on our left.
Oh, look at that.
Now they actually
he's
have
hiding.
the same
Yeah.
amount of neck vertebrae as we do.
It's like,
They have 7. And sometimes they all
Ain't that cool?
So there may be a couple more in that tree. I think that might have been the only one though.
Where? I don't see none in the tree over here. Oh, right in the big middle.
But you can start to see those horns. They
It's on their
belong
old
to the
safari.
holy cattle. also known as the Watusi cattle. They're named after the first people who domesticated them, and they are the only domesticated animal on the reserve.
I'm not
Their
going to film
horns
the
have a
whole
honeycomb-shaped
thing.
structure inside of them that keeps
I
them
keep telling
light.
myself that, but I haven't shut the
Also
camera off yet
allows for
either.
blood
So
circulation
beautiful
to
out
help
here.
radiate
Anyway,
the heat
hope
off
you
of those
enjoyed it.
animals. You can see them a little better off in that clearing there. Now the space in between those horns, so
Ain't
from
that
tip
cool?
to tip, can measure up to 6 feet in length.
Anyway, talk to y'all later. Bye.